Good morning, traders. Welcome to Futures Trader Elite. This is Vindy here. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody's prepared for the bell this morning. Getting in that pre-market prep routine. Maybe getting those charts marked up, looking some things over. I can tell you, things are looking pretty bullish this morning here in pre-market, to be honest. I really want to see some type of pullback, but I'm not so sure we're going to get that. We hadn't really been able to get much of a pullback here in pre-market, other than when they made that move early this morning. They gave it all back, but grinded up, and then was kind of looking here on this drive that they just did at 9 o'clock market time here when this opened up on the whole hour. I shorted that, got a nice hit out of that, but I was expecting this to give more back than this. And the way they usually run pre-market has not been the same this morning. That's why I'm a little concerned. Maybe it's going to be a pretty bullish day here. We have to see how they're going to open the market up, and if they're going to give us any decent type of pullback. Because if we did, I would really like to see a pullback into the 600s, really, to get long. It's so bullish right now. Somewhere between 650 and say 675, somewhere down in that area. So will we get it? But it's an area that I'd be looking at for sure. Well, here's this 15-minute imbalance down here as well. So, could it come down here and test a pre-market low here at the 15-minute 50, the previous day high? That's around 700 level. Maybe sweep that, come on down another 50 points or so. The thing is, they could do that and it still be bullish, So I guess we take it one step at a time here and see what they want to do. If they don't give us some type of pullback like that, then we have to think, well, guess where we're going? Too close to the all-time high not to be going to put in a new high. Act like that's what they want, and that's what we might get as well. So we're not here to predict, we're here to react. We're here to let price come to us. We're not here to force trades. Plan your trade and trade your plan. Trend lines drawn here on this 1-minute chart. Kind of know what we're looking at here. Got a lot of imbalance underneath. A lot of 15-minute imbalance. I mean, just a lot. Had a decent drop overnight last night. Got some 15-minute imbalance overhead here, some bearish imbalance. I would say that even if we didn't get the pullback, I'd like to see down into the 600 range. I would think that we're at least see something like I'm going to say maybe if we don't get that, maybe 700 to possibly 730 maybe. It really does just depend on how bullish they want to be when they open. And with that said, I could be completely off my rocker today. Maybe I don't do anything like that, but that's what I'm going to be looking at. It's going to do whatever it wants. But those are some areas that I am concerned where I'd be willing to put on some risk for some long trades. I'm not going to be looking at any shorts right now because of how bullish it's been this morning. I tried one short and I did I did make some money here, but not a lot. This, of course, was a nice short here that they just put in, but I got about 173 points inside the 4-hour candle that closes here in about a half hour, and we're at the top range of that. Bottom of that range will be somewhere where the pre-market low is. Down. Maybe they try to run it back. Maybe they try to run out the back, sweep the bottom of the 4-hour candle. I don't know. I think if they're willing to come down here and do that, then I would be thinking, okay, back down into my idea of 650 to 675 area, maybe that fits balance down. So that's what I'm looking at. Really just depends on how fast it if it does, it depends on how fast it gets there and how it reacts to it. Doubt that I would front load anything right now this morning. Even though it's been pretty bullish, because of how bullish it is. If they snap down real fast, I thought about maybe taking a long right out of the open, but always run the risk at the open. If they snap down and take a long entry, uh, it's volatile. It could just keep going against you or pop back up and then right back against you. You ain't fast enough, then you're stuck in your red. Appreciate that gift, Remod. Flow state. That's right. Market's open. Look off. So, morning, Remod. This bullish. Told you, acting so bullish. So I guess I'm gonna be looking for a short play if they're gonna be bullish and drive us up. We'll see. They could range it here at the open. ATR is all the way up to like 40. What a rejection. I don't think so. Give all that back. Don't give it all back. Nasty move. Nasty move. Got just under 100 points in the orb already in range. Maybe something like not sure. Just under 100 points. We're gonna drag it to the downside here. Got under the R1 pivot. Forward here looking for 767 probably. Already stopped out. What I'm looking for. Close that manually. Let's see. For 723. Really. Unless they save it here. Could save it at 5 if they want. This trade. But I'm gonna let it play out here real quick. Uh so bull. Come on, reject out that pivot. Alright. Go. On both. It up here to the R2. Awfully close to that all-time high. They keep acting this way. Bulls push. Hopefully they're not just trying to range this, come back up here and reject again. Them break through the orb high running this. Maybe they want to grind it up to small. Was in the green when it's red. Now I'm back in the green a little bit. They can push this. Nice. Come on, push bull. Push. Push. Just below the orb high there. That imbalance. Come on, push bulls. Where that R2 pivot? About to get in this long from down here off around that 5-minute 50 down there. Did a great job. Come on, bulls, push. Let's go. Push. About 960. Stop me out. Jumped right back in it. Maybe a test of 860. Hopefully 860. A bounce down here. 52. Action. Prediction. Come on, Bulls. Run it back. Back in the red. Back in the red. Start here. Nasty range. Getting close to being in the first 15 minutes. That orb. 2. Want to range it back. Close it above that R1 pivot. Close just below it. Go in. See what we can. Bulls. Push it. All the way back. Keep pushing. Beautiful. Push it. Do it. Candle over candle. That was a nice candle. Don't you stop. Oh, back to 900. 900. Stop me out, jump right back in. Pop in here. Case. They can't push this back to 900. Pushing bulls. Oh. They can break out of that orb high without stopping me out. Very large too. Hit. And come in again. Get back in. Time I'm just take 900 if they get there. Right. Now, all right, I'm done. Let's see if they push this back to the orb high and what they're going to do here. Are they going to blast through it? Or are they going to give us a break and retest at the orb high? I know I've been back and forth in the first 15 minutes, red to green, green to red, and back and forth too many times. So I'm going to sit out for a minute. Okay, already posting in the setups and screenshots, locking in trade. My job special K. Really quiet in chat today. Is anybody out there? And I got myself muted. Oh no. That'd have been horrible. No, I was muted. Don't forget to smash that like on the stream if you're enjoying the streams. Helps YouTube's algo push it out there further. Help us grow the community. Having a hard time hearing. Okay. Anybody else having trouble with the volume or able to hear? Nasty looking W here on the chart. Ugly. Could be an inverse head and shoulders that come down and put in another shoulder here for more to the upside. Okay. Don't seem like they want to give us the pullback that I was talking about before the market opened. At least not yet. I mean, it's just really bullish. You know, volatile but bullish at the same time. Looking for the push to the orb high, then a break, maybe a retest. maybe scalping out. Going in with 3. Gonna be starting with 1 probably. Red to green, green to red again for me. Red. Horrible. Bulls, push it back up. On Bulls, push it. On Bulls. Go. Push. Get above that orb high. It'll probably be my last trade in these accounts because I was green in them, took them into the red like $700. Now I'm back in the green 300, I think. So I need to quit messing around and lock out of these, rotate. I'm done with these. I need to rotate. Just give it a minute, sit on the sidelines and see what they do up here at this orb high. Not a real strong close above the orb high yet. If they run it up, say they get up here, try to run it up to roughly 960, 950, 960. A retest of the orb high might be a good retest play of the break of the orb, maybe. Let's say reject here. I would play this rejection here, but it's been too bullish for me to want to do that. Nice. The Big Money Monday. Sponsored by Patience. I like that. Typically, I'd have taken this first red candle on the kill zone exhaustion, especially after sweeping that orb like that and closing in it. But everything else has been so bullish ever since pre-market that usually in them bull trends like that, those don't a lot of times won't hold up. Those first red candle rejections work a lot better in a bear trend or bias is bearish. Not a bad thing to tell yourself every day, Chief, for sure. Everybody should. Patience, patience, patience. Patience pays, not activity. I've been very active since the market opened, and I was back and forth, back and forth. Luckily, I got back in the green, and it was time for me to get out. Rejected, closed back inside the orb, then closed right back on the outside of the orb. You know, just all over the place. No place I'd rather be than the sidelines for right now. Special K, she posted in funded. Holy moly. Wow, are you serious? Sucked in $1,178.50 funded, which is all transferable because that's take profit. He can transfer all that at the end of the day today. Nice job, Special K. Wow. Go. You get it. Great job. Great patience. Up to great work. That's fire right there. Wow. Maybe instead of eating poor man's steak, fried bologna, I'll be able to eat steak now. Nice. Chief sent you a gold coin, Special K. Hey, that's awesome. I guess since she's locking in like that, I don't even have to trade no more today. Gonna work on some evals now. That's that's almost $1,200 in a 25K take profit on 25K. Hit payout on it, I think last Thursday or Friday, and just hit another one today. Nice, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Hmm. Practice my JOMO. I don't be getting in anything just yet. Building this bull flag up here. I'm bullish since pre-market. Or acting really bullish anyway. How's everybody else doing so far today? Still on the sidelines? Green, red, a little bit of both? Waiting for coach to put you in, Chief? Me too. Waiting to see if they finally got a little bit above this orb high, see if they was going to do a decent retest. I'd rather them get a little higher than that before they retested it, see if they bounce, but I think it's still too early to really try and get short on it. Wanted to take a short play. Seems like they're going to try to attack the all-time high. Here sometime this morning, maybe. They're way too close to it. It's all. Yeah. Around 100, 102, something like that. Maybe not. Just because it's up there don't mean they got to go get it. Nine, 10 bounce here. I was thinking maybe they try to come down between 900 and 910 before making this bounce. Top in a Brave game. They get below 900. Looking for them to try to test, about 860 probably. 850 to 860 down here, but they're going to have to close below 900 first. That might not happen. But it's still so bullish. Even if they get under 900, I think it will bounce between 850 and 6 or 850 and 860. Bullish on all higher time frames. Looking good. Close just 900 there. Posting it. P&L again. Locked in 300 something. They bounce this here. Now they put the 50 on the 1 minute. If they keep dropping here, you know, this 5-minute 50 sitting under this R1 pivot looks like a pretty nice spot, possibly. They'd be getting back in about the point of control as well down at the R1 pivot, 5-minute 50. At least point of control 5 minutes. Eight 860 area that I was first wondering if they'd bounce there, if they close under 900. Possible that they bounce here on a 15-minute chart, but now I'm more interested in R1 pivot and the 5-minute 50 coming together down there. All right, Special K. Go get them cars sold. Have a great day. Nice first reaction off that R1 pivot. Tapped it, pushed out, closed way above. Put in a green candle, see how they close this. Looking for them on the 5-minute. Try to close, say above 877, 878. 5 minutes. Has like 2.5 minutes. So well, well. Linda. Hmm. Hmm. Pullback I was talking about before the market opened about maybe trying to come down and fill that 15-minute imbalance around that 650 to 660 area. Not much further to go, 100 points or so to the downside could get it. And then you have another imbalance, previous day low plus another 15-minute imbalance with the 60-minute 50 EMA and the golden pivots inside this one down here. I like to see them come down and test maybe like 665. See what they do down there about midway of this imbalance down. They drop it, then I'm going to be looking for, say, 15, 620 golden pivot, maybe. All right, they filled that 15-minute imbalance. Take that off. The old astrology stuff, huh? I'm sure it was pretty interesting there. I think Special K messes stuff sometimes. Push. See it come down here to this golden pivot. Push. Take out that low. Get below 650. We could probably see 600. Close to it anyway. Push. Push. Got me. All right. Well, what turned out to look like a pretty bullish morning, pre-market, and then the market open so close to the all-time high, and now here we are drained down with 300 points or so. I mean, never know what they're going to do with it. Got down into this one zone, golden pivot, 50. Not really seeing any signs of any kind of buyers stepping in or anything just yet. Bulls could push this up here at all. Sellers got control of it right now. Wow, sellers are in control. I know what you mean, Melinda. I know what you mean. Can't even get the relief bounce off of a golden pivot. On bulls? Where you at? On bulls? Push, 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 push. On bulls. Really? Y'all can't give us more than that. On bull. Step in. Almost filled that 15-minute balance. Tap that golden pivot. Please give us a little bit. uh, yep. Come on, bulls. Let's go. Man, got me good on that one. Bears and the bulls, and the bulls are lacking behind there. Bears are in control. So bounce off a pivot on the 1 hour chart. Looks like we're close to a pivot on trading view. On bulls, push. It's like the bulls just ain't got the strength to step in and push. On bulls, push hard. Where's them face ripper green candles at after all that mess? Ash, PEZ stands for Precision Entry Zone. Something I go deeper into in the precision trading course. Seems like it's getting there on the lower time frame, Chief. But the 2 and the 5, or the 2 minute still has room to be overbought. So does the 5. 5 is just now coming out of the oversold territory. But the bulls didn't step in real hard right here, so on bears, step back in, push it down now. Want to see it come back down here and take his low out. Going down in the 400s. Come on. Took 2 off manually. On bears. Uh, Ash, no, that's not early entry for the trade plan for myself. The well, taking the first red candle on kill zone exhaustion is one of my trades that I play all the time. And now that the bears have taken over, I decided to take the trade. It works better when the bias is bearish. When the bias is bullish, it can be risky trying to take that trade setup. But looking for 540, at least 540. Test of that low there. Now, if they can break below 540, we're probably going to come down to 400s. Job, Melinda. Now the golden pivot acts like it wants to protect here. Close that trade out and lock that in. Had to count too far in the red. Paid out. I don't need to keep trading that. About 11:15 market time. Oh, maybe did they find the bottom there? Maybe for the intraday here. Maybe they try to slow grind this back up. Have this 15 balance down here. Prior day close around 388. This red line got the S1 pivot here around 435 inside the 15 balance. No, I got some of it back. Just under 1600 on it now on that loss. Haven't got it back yet, but I will. But I will. Thanks, Ad. Slow and steady. I should get it back. Well, like last week on stream, and I took a $2,000 hit on something. I was copy trading that day though, like 6,000 across 3 accounts. Brought those back to 400 or 500 in the green, and then I got out of them. But I went ahead and got out of that one for now because I'm not liking this price action. I may get back in it sometime today if things clean up a little bit and I like what I'm looking at better. They straight up switched on me from being bullish today, intraday bullish, to being like, no, we don't think so. Bears are in trouble. Now it's like price action don't really match up with the ATR. ATR is around 526 on 1 minute. Really seems like it's really low. I agree. 15-minute chart's telling me that they want to take this on down some more. Building a bear flag on 15-minute chart. But you really never know. Some of the best long entries come out of a bearish chart. Everything will be screaming bearish, and it rips. Got to be watching for the right things. Probably try to stay out of it until they confirm what they want to do here. I want to see if they're going to come down here and fill this other imbalance. Right now, they're holding price above the golden pivot, which is nice, but not enough for me to want to put a trade plan together. Morning swing, and and then we got, of course, I didn't pay attention to it when we was in the downtrend, but it broke through the orb low. So if you play the orb strategy, and you break through the low, you're looking for the retest. Well, you can see we broke through back here, 756. Nice push down, come up and tag that 15-minute 50 at 730. That's nowhere near the orb low retest. And I just want to point it out because I hear a lot of noise out there about I play this one strategy every single day. When it hit, and I make this much money, is the only trade I take. Well, don't get me wrong, I like the 15-minute orb. It's just to go to prove it hadn't retested the low yet. You know, back test stuff like this, you'll see them things do not hit every day. Not the way that they put it out there online. I would have never took this retest. It wasn't nowhere near the orb low when it come back up here. But that would have been a clean trade had that tested the orb and took that short right there to catch that. And that's how you decipher whether you want to take the trade or not. You know, it didn't come back and tap the orb low. Got within about 20 points or so. Although you can catch some good trades off that orb strategy. They just don't happen every single day. And that goes for anything. There ain't no such thing as one that hits every single day the same way. The market changes every day. You have to be able to adapt to the market. On bears, push it down. Get down here in the 400s. Bears down. Get it below that golden pivot. On, get below that golden pivot. Close on it. Push. Push. Hard drop. Bears. Oh, that down candle we're looking for. Death candle. On Bears push. Pull one off manually. Oh, the struggle's real. First the Bears are in control, and now they act like they're having a hard time pushing it down much further. Well, oh, look at this. Of course. Ash, the far as I look at the kill zone, I don't just look at one time frame, but it ain't quite as oversold. You know, I consider oversold down on the green line, not down here in this box. Uh, but it's because it keeps putting in these lower highs, you know, and I was waiting for it to close below that golden pivot, looking for more downside. I'm really looking for it. I was looking for it to push down in this 15-minute imbalance down here because the Bears were in control, but now they act like they're having a hard time. Plus, I'm looking at the oversold situation on multiple time frames 1, 2, and 5, 15, everything. Try to do here. Anyway, that golden pivot sure has been helping protect price from going much lower. Need to close below 600. Otherwise, maybe they're gonna want to try and take us back up. They need to close below the golden pivot again, get below 600 and close, and keep it under 600. If we're gonna get a push, you know, any further. On Bears push. I want to see them push down in the 400s, and then I would be thinking about there's a good possibility that they're going to try to long it out of that area if they come down here and get it. Maybe. Ain't been looking real good on the bull side. Trading's been pretty good today, FX. Got one account. I got it pretty deep in the red, though. I was in a bad trade. It went against me. I switched from bullish to bearish, and it hit me pretty hard. Got a little bit of it back before I rotated out of it. But other than that, everything pretty good. Just waiting to see if they're going to drop us down here. Dang, they're struggling at this golden pivot. It's crazy. Yeah, Ash. Yeah, price action is very tricky right now. I mean, overall though, the bias is bearish. I mean, it's lower and lower. I mean, we hadn't put in another lower low yet, but that's what is probably coming, and they need to do that in order to go fill that 15-minute balance. But it's baby steps. First step is to get below 600 and stay under 600. Quit chopping around the golden pivot. Awfully boring. Boring. Low. Copy. Got about 2.5 minutes before the 15-minute candle close. If it can close up, say, around 685 or 690 on the 15-minute chart, that could be looking good for a leg to the upside, maybe. Just a maybe. I don't really think it can do it. 50 left on that. 30 something seconds to get up there before that candle closes. New 15-minute. Ash asks how many funded accounts do I trade? I've got 6 right now, but I don't trade them every day. You know, some days I won't even touch them, and then other days I might get through all of them, or I might only trade 2 or 3 of them. It just depends on the day. I don't really try to force anything or look at it and say, "Oh, I got to trade each one of the accounts today." You know, especially if the market ain't setting up the things that you want it to set up. There's no reason to risk the capital, try to push something ain't there. Used to, I try to trade through all of them. You know, it was just lessons learned. Building that bear flag on 50. Protection out of 30-minute 50 there. Points are better, or around there. 50 points. low can you go? Nice job, Swain. Good job, guys, on getting the short. I missed that too. No, I mean, wasn't sure that it would even bounce in that box because that's barely sweeping that other low. I was like, yeah, I put it there. It looks like it could on the higher time frame chart, but still was wanting to see it pull back more than that. Down here, I want to get in the 400s really, but maybe it don't get there. Who knows? Been a nice trade though, out of the tap of that area for like another quick 50 points or better. No, that ain't funny if you're in it long, no doubt. I'm sorry to hear that, Ash. It happens. It happens. Wow. Yeah, that does. I've been there before. Sure, I'll be there again one of these days. Kind of crazy. They're doing this bleed off like it's. I think it's something they do on Friday. Was you carrying pretty good size, Ash? Typically, when we slow grind them and then try to uh, size up getting caught like that happens. Always slow grinding around. Birds. Drop this below 500. And put in some manipulation to the downside down in this imbalance down. Push. Manipulation. Throw that candle in there. Hard. Oh, oh man. On get that imbalance. Push. Come tap the top of the imbalance. 75. Okay. Well, Ash says, what gives me confidence to sell at the bottom or at the lows when it can rip up and seem to get it right timing wise? Well, the the main thing with what we're dealing with right now today is that there's been no signs of buyers trying to step in and take control. So every time, you know, they try to make a lower low, I'm paying attention to candles on the other charts, time frames. Like I always say, I'm always looking at something other than the 1 minute chart that you're seeing. But they already filled two 15-minute imbalances today on the way down. There was three. Now we have this last one here. And of course, we got the bounce overnight was down at like 340. So as bearish as this is, size down because you're right. This could rip up at any moment. You just never know when they're going to throw one of them face ripping candles to the upside. It's part of what you have to risk. That's why I was only taking one, instead of trying to get in with two or three or five. Because if I did get hit with a face ripper candle, I'd rather just close out a 1 micro and take a controllable loss than take five and get that face ripper candle and me $500 loss. But it's just watching price action and the kill zone and watching different EMAs on other time frames as well. And I'm also scalping. As soon as it goes my way, you see I'm putting a stop in because I'm trying not to give it a chance in case it does pop. I'd rather be around break even or just scalp out for a little itty bitty base hit and let that stack up. Every time I see them putting in some of these green candles and acting like they want to bounce, I'm like, okay, it's a trap. It's a trap. We was at 900 something when the market opened, and now here we are 465 points down in this 4-hour candle, and they've not one time showed any relief for a real bounce. Every bounce that they've had was weak. This was a weak bounce. I mean, it was a decent one. This was decent, but it was weak. Like it didn't do it and get there fast. It was slow going back up, and it come back down. This was slow going up. Showing nobody stepping in. I think you're going to get a completely different story if they come down here and fill this imbalance. I think you're going to see buyers show up. I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time I was wrong, but that's what I'm looking for. No, I don't use order flow, Ash. I do try to pay attention, like contracts on the ask and bid side, why it's trading, but that's a lot to try to watch, pay attention to. But you know, seeing if there's more contracts on the ask side versus the bid side and everything. Just moves so fast. I don't pay attention to it that much. Now we're putting in these small green candles again, and it's so slow. Like it's no real nice green candle. And even if they did put in, say they put in a green candle right here and ripped it all the way back up here to the golden pivot in one candle, that still don't impress me none. That tells me they might be trying to trap buyers. With all this downside that we've had, they could very well put in a nice green candle just to reject and put in a lower low. And since we didn't go after the all-time high when we was so close to it at the open of the market, and now we're all the way down here, 400 or 500 points away, we might as well go for the rest of this imbalance. I don't know why they wouldn't want to go ahead and fill it since they're so close now. But then we also have more imbalance. We got some 15-minute imbalance down here around the hundreds. More imbalance even further down, 9.2 or something. Well, it can be, Ash. That's why you got to be able to adapt on the fly, you know. And like Swain said, you want to trade what the chart's telling you, not what you think it should do. Because I thought it was going to go up and tag the all time high more than likely at the open market. And I guess I didn't want to be wrong, and that's why I took a hit in that one account for 2,000 in red, And so then you got to switch your bias. I was 100% bullish. Like, oh yeah, today's gonna be bullish. I've been talking about it all day, and then all of a sudden they humbled me and been bearish ever since. But then you got to be able to adapt to that and be like, okay, we can be bearish. Now, where are my targets? And I knew because I had all my imbalances to the downside already drawn and knew that we could get there. But until they proved me in that bad trade, then it didn't look like it wanted to do it. And I guess I could have jumped in short and got short after I took that hit. And you know, did some scalping or went in a little heavier short. But didn't just want to, after taking that hit, I didn't want to jump right back in, especially heavy on anything. Want to give it a little bit of time. Let me make sure my mind's right before I did anything rational, or irrational. Yes, I draw all my imbalances, all my precision entry zones, all my zone boxes. Uh, I do all that manually every single day on multiple time frames, uh, and then some of the other indicator stuff I use that I built is already programmed in there. The like yellowish green box is a 15-minute imbalance, bullish imbalance. The bearish one is like a brownish red. I don't know if we have any overhead left. We took the last one out this morning. Um, the pinkish color, purple or whatever the purple boxes are, 4-hour precision entry zones. And then I'll draw some precision entry zones on manually while we're trading, like I did earlier when we tapped that box and it bounced right here a couple times. I'll draw them on. Those are precision entry zones. And then like the bearish, then the bullish 4-hour imbalance will be like a darker green, and the bearish 4-hour will be like a dark red. Then of course, them colors are just what I prefer to use. I talk about all that stuff inside the precision trading course. If anybody can use whatever colors they want, that's just what I prefer to use for myself. Uh, yeah, I'm executing from NinjaTrader. Yeah, I'm fine. The only issue I have is when I first log in, it sometimes takes 3 or 4 minutes for all the data to calculate on the indicators that I put on here. But once it calculates and gets going, I don't never have another problem with it. Unless I try to adjust something in the middle of the day with the indicators, then it'll freeze again while it's trying to calculate data. I mean, this right here was a decent bounce here, what, like 510-ish, 500 area to what was 100 points, 70, 80 points. And then they're trying to reject off that 50 EMA on the 1 minute. I don't, hard to get behind anything bullish at the moment. For me, anyway. For me. Well, what is it doing now? What, quite paying attention to the chart there for a minute. Goodness. No, I mean, really, for the bullish side, it really ain't even gonna look that impressive unless it gets close to 700, really, on the 15-minute chart, so I still have to almost think, I'll be careful with it. compared to that golden pivot projection it's trying to do out of there. Nasty. Try one micro here off of that rejection and see if they want to come back for another leg down here, maybe. For a harder rejection candle than that. That was what you would expect after that rejection. Price action. Nasty. About coming up on 12:30 market time, kind of side lunch hour. Mm. If you're enjoying the streams, don't forget to smash that like button. Helps the algo push it out there further on YouTube. We run it up to 25 likes. I'm going to give away a copy of the FTE Trader Mindset book. Someone in chat. Probably stay on. I'm probably going to give this about another half hour or so. If it ain't doing much, I'll probably go on and call it a day for now. Maybe come back, have a look in Power Hour, maybe. Yeah, this is horrible. Take it short when the candle closes, maybe. On micro, we'll see. I'm still wanting them to come down and fill this imbalance down. I think that's where they're headed. Mm. I mean, indicators are really just to add confluence to your trade plan. When once you plan a trade and you're about to trade your plan, you may use them to add confluence to your decision making. You know, Excuse me. I don't know about this. Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in it sometimes, for sure. That's why I'm trying to practice, sitting on the sidelines for right now, so that I don't end up fighting something like that. I'm wanting to see it come down here. I'm willing to wait it out, but I might not be willing to wait it out on stream. I'll go eat lunch and wait and see what it does later. Seems like they're going to slow grind it down to that area, possibly, since they're not showing us any signs of breaking out to the upside yet. I really think they're going to try to come down here and get it. Just a matter of when. Not saying they will, and they don't have to, but it seems like that's what we're dealing with at the moment. Nasty slow grind, nasty slow grind. I think that I'm going to call it a day here, everybody. There's no reason to be sitting through this and trying to act like I'm going to force any kind of trades here. not knowing what I want it to come down here into this imbalance. It could be, it might not even happen. If it does, it could be another hour or better. So I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. And then if you're new here, we usually do the Asia streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm probably going to add a few nights this week to that schedule, possibly be on there tonight. So make sure you set them bell notifications on YouTube. That way you know every time we go live. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day and stay green.